Hi everybody, I thought after a bit of a sell-off it was timely to do an update on the stock markets and where I see the major index markets and therefore the stocks that make up those indexes going over the coming weeks. Now on the screen in front of us here is the Dow Futures contract, the YM, and this is a 60-minute chart showing all of last week's action. Now there it is, and there is a pretty decent pullback from 11,400 at the highs down to 11,100. Actually still fairly small, but we got a bit of a sell-off over the week. Now the thing is, I see a lot of people around these kind of, after pullbacks like this, starting to try and pick tops and saying this is the top of the market, this is the sell-off coming, etc., etc. And I just want to put that into a little bit of perspective and give you my outlook. So even to start with, we can now zoom out even on a 60-minute chart and see, well, overall this chart is still heading up and heading up quite nicely. It just so happens to have had a bit of a pullback last week. Let's come up now and just focus on the higher time frames, so on daily and weekly charts. In fact, let's even just have a quick look at the monthly chart on the YM here. It's actually just put in a higher high last week. So a higher low followed by a breakup through here to a higher high is now a confirmed uptrend on a weekly chart. And that is very, very significant. That is now confirmed back into a monthly chart uptrend. Come and look at the weekly. And you'll see that, you know, we've been trending up. We've had a couple of decent pullbacks within the trend since we made the lows back in early 2009. But we've just started uptrending again here this last little bit. And when we uptrend, you'll notice even from when we made those lows in 2009, we make high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We went into a period of no trend, then we came back in and made higher high, higher low, higher high. A low is expected, a pullback to a higher low is expected. In fact, it can pull back anywhere so long as it's higher than around about this 10,000 level and certainly higher than this previous low here, then we are still in an uptrend. This still looks strong. If we look at this again into even more perspective and come to the daily chart, here is our uptrend that we've been in for a few months now, and we have just pulled up, pulled back into the averages, moved up to a higher high, back to the averages, higher high, back to the averages, higher high. It happens that this move was a bigger move up than we'd had through most of that trend, and we've just had a slightly bigger move back down, but just back into the averages. It had to be a bigger move up to follow the bigger move down if we are just going to continue in that trend, continue making higher highs and higher lows. So this looks very strong. Looks strong across the markets, and if we go and have a look at things like, let's specifically look at the Russell contract. I really like the Russell as, out of these major index markets, the broadest measure of what the overall market is doing, even broader than the S&P. And if we have a look at this one, I really like the look at this chart. Now, these are quite similar, whereby if we pull back into this old, very strong old resistance here, so we're already pulling back into the moving averages. We've got at 710, we've got this old resistance now becoming support. That was actually a fairly significant level. We came up and we bounced lower off this upper 740 level, which was not unexpected considering this level goes all the way back through here, being a very strong level. So we came up, we found some resistance there, completely expected. We're now pulling back in. I'd expect this to find support, if not at 710, then certainly before 700. Just being the big figure in the lower end of that range, and looking for it to come back up and retest 740, and in fact looking for that to break. Why do I think that that's going to break? Because if we come and look at some of the market leaders, so let's go and have a look at the Nasdaq, for example, and have a look at what this has done when it approached its resistance on the charts. And the Russell is approaching this kind of level on a weekly chart, and the Nasdaq has already smashed right through that and is actually coming back up to test 2007 and 2008 highs here. So looking very, very bullish indeed, very much the market leader. I'm expecting other markets to continue in that direction and looking for reasons to buy these pullbacks on daily charts. There's my outlook, everybody. Hope it helps. Happy trading. Speak to you soon.